All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol RKT, Rocket Companies Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So, Rocket Companies Inc. has actually risen up, broke through the 50-day moving average, broke through resistance, and started to reach newer highs. So, super important to keep in mind how this is actually now going in an upward direction as you zoom out, because when you get pretty close to where we're at right now, you see a lot of volatility of up and down, but Rocket Companies has been on its way up from 1780 in an upward direction. I mean, it has been working its way up to newer highs, newer resistance levels, and newer highs, getting deeper into bullish territory. So some great things are happening here for Rocket Companies, for the bulls, and for the bulls to continue to maintain and work its way up. They need to break through resistance. And honestly, this is the lowest point we've ever seen the stock, 1780. It only lasted for about a couple of hours, and it just started to rise up from there. The volatility of the ups and downs that's been happening. Now also people are seeing value in the company with the different news that's been going out and so forth, because that $1 billion buyback is super important when it comes to the value of this company in the future. So we're going to see how this continues to play out, because someone commented down below that it's in December. If anybody wants to go ahead and confirm that, I really appreciate that investor to take their time to write that down. But anybody else that wants to go ahead and say it once again, you're more than welcome to. What specific day it is and when it's happening, if you guys know, I highly appreciate it, because from this point to that date or that time frame, right, this stock may be rising because it's going to attract more investors to get in on earlier before that happens, which then by doing that, it will create more attractiveness and actually make the company's value grow. I mean, I went over those three reasons, or top three reasons, why Rocket Companies or any company would do such a thing as they are planning to do in the near future. But let's look at our new points of reference. So for the bulls to stay above the 50-day moving average, which is 2137, and we're currently above it, we're in bullish territory. If we fall below it, we will be in bearish territory. So for the bulls to stay above 2137, they need to break through resistance. Resistance is 2202. That needs to be turned into a support and pulled away from in an upward direction, so that the bulls can continue to work their way up to newer highs, newer resistance levels, and pull further away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction. Super important for the bulls. I want to emphasize this. The bulls need to break through this. They need to, because if they don't, the 50-day moving average will catch up to it. And to show you guys a visualization, which my drawing is not the best, so I want to say that in advance, and I apologize for that. But if this was to hang out sideways and not break through the 50-day moving average, we would be in such situation that it's moving up and down like that. And this 50-day moving average will slowly catch up to the price, to the point that once it goes ahead and breaks through it, the price would actually end up down here, and the 50-day moving average will end up above it, giving control and leverage to the bears to actually start to pull this down, because we are now in bearish territory. So super important to keep that in mind, that the bulls need to break through the resistance to continue the momentum and stay above the 50-day moving average, which is 2202. Now, on the other hand, we have our support. And this support level is important because there's a very small stretch between support and the 50-day moving average. I mean, it can go both ways. The bulls reappear and stop this from going any lower, or the bears are going across the 50-day moving average, end up in bearish territory, and now the bulls have to load up on stocks even more to recover this and get out of there. So there's going to be a tug of war at that point if this does happen. So our support level is 21.44. That's literally 8 cents to 7 cents away from the 50-day moving average, and within that small time frame, you're still in bullish territory, but you have to pay close attention to how quickly this is moving down to newer lows, or are the bulls trying to reappear and stop it to stay above the 50-day moving average, or is this going to cross into bearish territory, and how quickly is it pulling away from the 50-day moving average if it crosses it in a downward direction? Because now, not only did support get broken through, but now we are into bearish territory. If we end up in bearish territory, the next support level, as this was running up and leveled off, is right here at this point, and that's 2108. I'd write that down to have as a point of reference if it's necessary and the volatility goes in that direction. But as of right now, before even that number is any relevance, 2144 is the most important support level to pay close attention to, and how quickly this is moving down, or are the bulls trying to reappear and bring it back up. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit that like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. In that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on these scheduled dates. In the video, I go into more detail about it, but just to do a quick summary, on these scheduled dates, the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. By doing so, the S&P 500 index rises up with it. The charts and the dates speak for themselves. But what does that mean for us as investors? Well, if the S&P 500 index is rising up several points, there's individual ticker symbols within the S&P 500 index rising up with it. They're rising up anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up. I know that sometimes we're looking to make more per share or make these big gains, but like I always say, if you put $1 into the market and you got back $2, you've done a great job. Profits are profits. I'm not there in the video to tell you what to buy, sell, or hold. I'm not guaranteeing you profits. You have to do your due diligence and research. I'm just there to inform and enlighten every single investor and viewer on the great news that there is an opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses for as long as the Federal Reserve continues to pump the markets. Up to now, as we see it in the charts and the dates, they speak for themselves. In the video, like I said, I go into more detail about it. I wouldn't want you guys to miss out on it. Super helpful information for every single investor and viewer. And not only that, but you can also check it out for yourselves from the sidelines if you don't feel comfortable investing just yet using that strategy. But check it out. You can see it. And also, you can pick an individual ticker symbol and look at the S&P 500 index on those dates, and you'll see that some of them correlate in the same movement. Obviously, they're not moving in the same amount because an individual ticker symbol can only move so much, and the S&P 500 is moving because of 500 different ticker symbols. But you can see the correlation, how they directly and indirectly affect each other or correlate. So check it out. I hope you guys check it out and see value in that video. I look forward to seeing your guys' comments about that video on that videos section. And thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.